Yeah, Fayal, you can start the session.
Yeah, hi, Chandana. I believe I should start the session now, correct?
Yeah, yeah, you can.
Okay. Just a confirmation. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Okay. So quickly recalling of what all we have covered in the last session. Okay. So last session was kind of a complete theoretical session where we took an understanding of what exactly we would be learning and what are the things involved. We saw a few examples of how generative AI has gone ahead and revolved, okay, and made a massive change into the industry of NLP. Okay, and as promised, we would be moving further towards the code implementation part, where would be exactly understanding how we can go ahead and write a prompt, and how going ahead and writing a prompt goes ahead and change the behavior of the language model. Okay, and obviously we would be using the 3.5 turbo model from OpenAI. So initially, I would be going ahead and helping you with few things, that how you could go ahead and log into the API of OpenAI. After logging in, how you can go ahead and create your token to go ahead and use it in the code, and as well as where you can get the code directly from OpenAI, where you can go ahead and use it and play around by adding different prompts. Okay, remember, OpenAI provides $5 free to every new user to go ahead and play within their playground, where you can go ahead and test different models. Okay, so how to claim that as well is something which we would also be understanding. Okay, so I would be sharing my screen now. Okay. Okay, so what you need to do is first go to the OpenAI website. This is something which you can keep a note of, and obviously you would be having the recordings of it, you can see it later. Okay, now what you need to do is, as we have only 1 hour, I would be going ahead and proceeding with all the steps. Okay, you need to do is just go ahead and remember those steps, and if you are capable of going ahead and implementing in real time, good. If not, yes, obviously you can implement it after the session as well. Okay, so when you go to the website of OpenAI, okay, it will make you land to this page. Here you would be seeing the products tab. You just need to click on that, and then you need to go ahead and click on the API login. This will take you to selecting two options. One is ChatGPT. Obviously, you have explored this option. This is something which I believe many of you won't have explored. Is this is something which we would be going ahead and exploring now. Okay, so once you get here, okay, it would be going ahead and bringing you to this page, obviously. So here you would be seeing different tabs. The only tab of our interest right now would be the API key tab over here. Okay, here you would be going ahead and creating an API key of your own. But for me, as I have already created a test API key, I did not create any API key again. Obviously, I can go ahead and create, but for me, it is not required. But for the first time users like you, it will go ahead and help ask you to verify your phone number over here. Obviously, you would be getting a tab over here which will ask you to verify your phone number. So you need to click on that, and you need to go ahead and verify your phone number. Okay, once you go ahead and verify your phone numbers, and if the phone number is not already been used earlier by OpenAI or not earlier used with OpenAI, then only you would be getting a credit of $5. Okay, and once you have the credit of $5, you can go ahead and create a secret key. Okay, you can give it any name. Okay, and you can create a secret key like this. So this is the key which gets generated. Make sure that you make a copy of it and save it anywhere on the notepad. Okay, because once you go ahead and close this tab, you cannot view the key again. So it's very important that you go ahead and take a backup, or you copy paste it somewhere safe where it can be used ahead. Okay, so this is how you can go ahead and create an API key on the OpenAI website. Because to go ahead and talk to the models of OpenAI, all you would be needing is the OpenAI key. Without OpenAI key, you won't be able to go ahead and talk to the models of OpenAI. So Are we clear till here, or do we have any doubt how to create an API key? Anyone? Okay, considering no doubts, okay, we can move further. So yes, there are many type of models available. There is a documentation also available. You can go ahead and explore the documentation. So each and every doubt in terms of code, what is the significance of each and every model, everything is written over here. What is the costing and everything, which is something which you can find over here. Okay, what we would be interested in, we would be interested in going ahead and understanding that where I can go ahead and get the code for my to go ahead and talk to the model of OpenAI. So here is somewhere I can get it. Okay, so here, if you can see, this is called as a playground of OpenAI, where you can go ahead and talk to the models by adding prompts, by going giving it what we say a few commands and anything. How you can go ahead and change the behavior of a model, you can do it here as well without implementing any code. You can do in this playground as well, but I believe the code interface looks a little bit simpler as compared to the playground interface. Okay, I have received a chat which says again shortly about API key generation. Okay. Considering this, so what you have to do is just openai.com. Openai.com, you have to go, you have to click on products, and you need to go ahead and click on API login. Okay, once you click on API login, you would be seeing two tabs. One is ChatGPT and one is the API. So you need to go ahead and click on API. On the left hand side, you would be seeing some options. There you would be seeing an option of API key. For a first time user, it will ask to go ahead and verify the phone number. As I have already verified my phone number, I need not verify it again. Okay, what I need to do is I need to go ahead and create a new secret key. Give it any name, what the purpose could be. Test one, I would give it a name, and I will create a secret key. A practice to remember while going ahead and creating a secret key is to make sure we copy it, okay, before we are closing this tab, because we cannot view it again anytime in future, and save it somewhere here. Maybe we can save it in a notepad, so that we have, and in future whenever we want to go ahead and use it again, we can use it. Once an API key is created, you need not go ahead and create any new API key. You can go ahead and use it lifetime, unless and until you find that your API key has been leaked, or someone else is using your API key. Make sure you do not showcase your API key to anyone. Obviously, after this session, I would be going ahead and deleting this API keys as well. Okay, so yes, there are various models available. There is something which is known as playground. Okay, all you need to do is you can go ahead and add a prompt within this playground, and you can go ahead and give instructions to your model. There are various parameters such as token, temperature, frequency, penalty. Everything is something which we will go ahead and understand. It's very easy. You just need to go ahead and click over here, and it would be giving you the complete code how you can utilize the OpenAI model to go ahead and use it for your own purpose. Okay, so what I have done, I have just copied this code, and I have just opened a Jupyter notebook over here. Okay, and I have pasted the code as it is over here. Okay, obviously, I would be going ahead and sharing this code file with you. Okay. You can refer it after the session. If anyone wants to type real time, do have the access to the API key, can do it in the session as well. Okay. The very first command which you would be going ahead and running over here is you would be installing the latest version of OpenAI. Okay. Once the latest version of OpenAI is installed, you need to go ahead and import OpenAI, which I am doing over here. I have created a file for the security reasons, as this would be on YouTube as well, and there would be many people who would be seeing this. I need to make sure my API key which I am using for this is not been exposed. So I have saved it somewhere in a file known as key.py into a variable. I am just calling that variable over here. Okay, and this OpenAI function takes ask you that what would be your OpenAI key. So only thing which would be changing for you is this OpenAI key. For you it would be different, for me it would be different. You can follow the same structure which you want, which is shown over here. The model which I am using right now is GPT 3.5 Turbo. Okay, and this is a very basic code structure where we go ahead and call the chat completion client of OpenAI. Okay, we define the model which we would be using, and we go ahead and give our messages in the form of a list, or we can say it as array as well. And what I have given right now is hi as a message. Okay, the temperature is set to 1 and maximum token is set to 256. Let me just make you understand what this 2 means over here. So temperature varies from 0 to 1. Okay, 0 means that you would be going ahead and getting a response which are kind of a fixed response, so you won't be seeing much of a variations in chat gpt in gpt response. For an example, for the same question, if the response is a, then if the temperature is 0, then the next time the response would always be a. If the temperature is 1, the response may go ahead and vary, the pattern of response may go ahead and vary. So it is dependent upon use case to use case that what could be the temperature. Okay, temperature 0 means fixed response, not much of a variation in the response. Temperature 1 means high variation in the response. So you can change the value between 0 to 1 depending upon your requirement or what could be your need. Okay, maximum token is something, the output which needs to be generated. What are you expecting? Are you expecting a lengthy responses, or are you expecting a short and crisp responses? This is something which you can define over here, that my response should be limited to 256 tokens. This can also help me to limit the cost of my output, because obviously each and every token which I would be generating for OpenAI would be going ahead and having some cost involved. So maximum token is something which you can define from, it could be any number, but keeping it into consideration that what could be the maximum context length of the model. So 256 is default which is given by OpenAI, we would be keeping it as it is. Okay, so if I go ahead and run this, okay, and if I go ahead and print the response, okay, so this is something which I am received. The response of hi is hello, how can I assist you today? Okay, what if I just print response? So response of OpenAI involves many things. Okay, it involves a lot of parameters within it. So all we would be concerned about the actual message, which is the reply for this message, which is coming inside the key known as choices, and the message, and then the content. So here is the response for hi. If I go ahead and ask it what is your name, okay, this is how you are now interacting to the chat GPT. This is similar to that only. If I ask it what is your name, as an AI, I say I do not have any personal name, you are simply referred to me as an assistant, how can I help you? So here, this is the base 3.5 turbo model which you are using, and which is used by many people by the chat GPT interface. Now how you can go ahead and add prompt and make it work in a way which you want is something which I would be showing to you. So you need to add a role which is known as system. You are mentioning the Python code is more different for you and me. Why? I'm not sure what code which you are using. Okay, but this is the base code, and I believe I have taken it directly from the OpenAI website, so it should be same. The tool which I am using is VS Code. Okay, so maybe it is because you would be using a different tool. That's the reason you would be. It the look and feel would be different, but in terms of writing, it is not at all different. Okay, so there are various type of model. One is the chat model and one is the completion model. So make sure that which code which you are copying, right? Copy the chat model code from the OpenAI website. Okay, so here system is somewhere you would be going ahead and defining the role of OpenAI, and you would be going ahead and giving it instruction. Okay, so what I would be writing to it now is hello GPT, you will now behave like a smart chatbot. Your name is Neo. Let's for an example take. I will give it a name Neo. You need to answer user query truthfully. Okay, so this is what I will have gone ahead and give it a very short instruction. So now let's see how it works to the same question. What is your name? Okay, you can see the change in the difference. So if I have added a prompt, now it knows that hello, my name is Neo. How can I assist you? So this is where you can go ahead and change the what we say the behavior, or you can go ahead and design the model according to what you want it to do. Okay, so similarly there could be many things which could be a basic chat GPT output, but whenever you want to go ahead and alter the output as per your requirement, you can go ahead and always add a prompt and get the expected output according to your needs. Okay. Did everyone got this, whatever we did till now, or do anyone want me to repeat what I just mentioned? A thumbs up will do. Yes, anyone do have any doubt in this? Okay. So now if you go into an open forum, okay, there are various definitions of how you can go ahead and write a prompt. Okay, how to write a prompt. If you search over here, there would be n number of what we say blogs and everything which would be going ahead and telling you that I believe this is the way you should go ahead and write a prompt to a model. But I don't think that there could be a fixed structure that how you can go ahead and write a prompt. Each and every model behaves differently, and each and every time the requirement from the model would be different. So it totally depend upon us how what is the requirement and how we should go ahead and write a prompt to a model. Okay, now what we can do is we can go ahead and change the pattern of the model. Like for example, I can also go ahead and add you. Okay, before doing that, let me just ask it, what is the recipe to make like paneer? Let's see what it says. Okay, this is the response which is generated, and this is the response which it has given to us. Okay, now I want to go ahead and alter the type of response which it is generating. Okay, so what I'll do is make sure you respond only in bullet points, and output should always be in Hindi. Can you see the difference? Now it has converted into Hindi and it has made sure that each and every response is in bullet point. Understanding now the power of prompting, how basic prompt usually works, and how you can go ahead and change the pattern of the model, that how it is actually going ahead and responding. So now you can see each and every time, but when I am running the code for the same question, you can see that there would be a slight difference in the response. A slight difference in the response, not much of a difference, but yes, every time there is a difference. Okay, now if I keep the temperature as 0, and if I am running this, so there is a output which is generated. Now again I am running this with temperature 0, and you can see that not much of the difference within the response pattern. The words are not been shuffled much, so temperature less means less variation in the response. The token length also works in the similar pattern. If I go ahead and make the token length as 50, it will try to alter the output within 50 tokens only. If I go ahead and make it as 500, it will be making sure that it may utilize as much information it has, and will try to give that information to us, and the response would be quite lengthy. So this is how these two parameters play a role in going ahead and getting a desired output. And here in system, we go ahead and define the role over here. Understanding till here? Do anyone have any doubt till here? Yes, people, yes, no, maybe. Okay. Okay, so I do see that, I see people that they are understanding that. Good to see that. Okay, now moving further, what we would be doing is we would be going ahead and playing with the knowledge of GPT. Let's see how we can succeed with that. Okay, so let's see what is the information which it is having. What is the name of US president? Let's remove this prompt. Before going ahead and doing that, you would be now acting as, you need to answer user question truthfully. Let's just ask what is the name of prime minister. Okay, what is the name of prime minister? Now let's see what it does. Let's make it at 256. Bring everything to default. It says the current prime minister of India is Narendra Modi. Okay, so by default it has understood that we are talking about India. Not sure why, maybe it would be taking the location or anything. But what if we say, chatbot, you need to answer the query truthfully. You are the chatbot of Mauritius, I would say. So the default within the model would change, and I believe if I don't mention anything like prime minister of other country or anything, it will take the prime minister of Mauritius by default. So you can set the prompt in such a way that the model is understanding that if the model is understanding that if it has been used, it has been used for which country. Is something which you can also go ahead and define over the prompt as well. Okay, now what we want to do is we need to go ahead and alter the information as well. Okay, so now what I would be doing, I would be going ahead and creating something which is called as knowledge base for the model. Okay, this knowledge base would be having the knowledge which I want to feed in the model such that it responds from the knowledge base. So what like this needs to be very much interactive. Okay, I want you guys to go ahead and tell me what topic I should select such that it is after 2021, and we would be sure that ChatGPT won't be having the answer to that. So what is the topic which I should take? Acha, someone is saying that give a prompt that don't generate any answer. Let's see what happens. You don't need to answer user query, don't generate answers. Okay, so this is what you wanted me to do, correct? Okay, so if I go ahead and do this, and if I print the output, it says hello, it is not generating any answer. If you can see, for everything it is saying my name is new. Okay, so yes, you can go ahead and disturb the thinking or the performance of the model as well. You have all the power to do so if you have the API access. Okay. Now, yes, so as I said, I want you guys to go ahead and suggest me any topic which we can add as a knowledge base to the model such that we query it and it should be able to go ahead and answer. Okay, let's just ask who won the 2024 IPL. Okay, who won the 2024 IPL. It was sorry, I cannot predict the future. The winner of 20 has been not determined yet because obviously it is not having information of 2024. It has been trained only on the data which is there till 2021. Okay, so what we would be doing, we would be adding a knowledge base to the model in which all the information about IPL 2024 would be there. Okay, so let's go to Google and see IPL 2024 complete summary. I don't see any. Okay, let's leave it. Okay, so what we would be doing is we would be mentioning over here uh, the winner of IPL 2024 was KKR. The final was between KKR and Sunrisers Hyderabad. It was held in Chennai on, I'm not sure about the date, so I'm taking 20th of May 2024. So a kind of a knowledge base which I have added, a very short knowledge base, a one-liner knowledge base which I have added over here. So what I would be doing, I would be making some changes in the prompt. You will now behave as a smart chatbot. Your name is Leo. You need to answer user question truthfully only from the knowledge base. Only from the knowledge base. Okay. If any question comes out of knowledge base, say sorry, I don't have information. And then we would be going ahead, and slash n means next line. We would be going ahead and defining the knowledge base over here. Okay, and we would be putting it in f string. So this variable, whatever this knowledge base is, we would be going ahead and editing every time. It would be coming directly over here. Okay, now if we go ahead and ask the same question, you can see it gave the answer. The winner of IPL 2024 was KKR, Kolkata Knight Riders. Even though I have not mentioned the full form of KKR, it understood that KKR means Kolkata Knight Riders because it knew what KKR means, but it was not only having the information of who won the 2024 IPL. Understood the concept of knowledge base, that how we can go ahead and make the latest information available for the model. Yes, everyone. Do we have any doubts still here? Yes, no, maybe. Are we clear till here, people? Okay. So I see few confirmations. Okay. Now coming to the main part, that this is a knowledge base. Okay. Then how much amount of knowledge I can go ahead and add it over here. So this brings me to a very important topic, which is known as context length. Context length is what we can say the very important part when it comes to talking to a large language model. Okay, so according to the OpenAI documentation, if you go ahead and search context length OpenAI, so directly the OpenAI. Okay, so I'm not sure in what exactly page I would be getting the answer to that, but let me just tell you here as much as I know. Okay, so the context length is something which is an addition of input token plus output token. Okay, a context length is equal to input token plus output tokens. So input tokens are nothing but whatever you pass as an input to the model. So this JSONs which you can see over here are a part of input tokens. The winner of IPL 2024 was Kolkata Knight Riders is considered to be as an output token. Okay, so this is input token and this is output token. So for the current model which we are using right now, GPT 3.5 Turbo, the context length is 16,000. Initially, when we had 3.5 turbo, the context length was 4096. Okay, the 4096 tokens. Okay, so that means input plus output tokens can only be up to 16,000. We cannot have tokens more than 16,000 for one input and output. Okay, so that's the reason you cannot go ahead and pass everything in the world or complete PDF in the knowledge base. So this will go ahead and imbalance the context length and the model won't be able to answer that. So let me just help you with an example, like what I was doing IPL complete summary, correct? For that I visited Wikipedia, but I could have copied each and every information about IPL and pasted over there, but I didn't did so because it would go ahead and not fit within the context length of 3.5 turbo. Okay, so what I am doing now, I am doing the same thing. I am scraping, kind of scraped the complete Wikipedia ka website. Okay, I'll come here and in the knowledge base, I will be adding each and everything. Okay, so everything which was there is been copied and pasted over here. So such a big knowledge base which I have created over here. You can see a very big knowledge base is being created over here, and it would be coming along with the prompt. And I would be asking the same question, who won the 2024 IPL? So let's see what it does. Okay, so this is the error which I got. This model maximum context length is 16,385. Okay, which I mentioned 16,000. Okay, and I have given 27,000 token as an input. So this is a major challenge in the industry, that yes, if you want to go ahead and train a model, sorry, not train a model, if you want to go ahead and add something to the knowledge base, you have limitations of character. But yes, how it could be possible to go ahead and always a user can come and ask anything about IPL. Now I'm not limited to who won the IPL in 2024. I need to go ahead and add the complete website. So now there is something which is called as embeddings, which was introduced because of this reason, such that only that information is passed to the model which is relevant to the question. So I would be explaining what I just mentioned. So the initial flow was question and answer. The next, sorry, this was the initial flow. Then we came to something which is known as question plus prompt plus, and then we came to something which is known as answer. Third approach right now, which we just got introduced to, was question, okay, plus prompt plus knowledge base. And combining these three, we are getting an answer. Now, the third final approach, which we would be learning over here, and which would is the main topic, and which is very big. I believe we would be doing this, okay, which would be the question plus prompt plus be very careful when I'm writing things. Similar documents from knowledge base related to question, and combining this, we go ahead and get an answer. Okay, so I'll explain what I just meant. Okay, so what happens is, it's not always necessary that my knowledge base would be something which I just mentioned over here, a single liner, or it could always be one paragraph. The knowledge base can be very big as well. It could be a complete PDF, it could be a complete website, a scrape website, and it could be in any format, TXT file, a PPT file, or Excel file. If I may also wanted to go ahead and use GPT to query my Excel sheets, to go ahead and understand my basic business flow and everything. Okay, so for that, I cannot go ahead and pass the complete Excel sheets or pass the complete website or everything. As we just saw, it had some context window, a limitation to how many tokens you can go ahead and pass at one time. So there is something which is called as embeddings or similarity matching. So what this concept works is, first, the question will go to the knowledge base, and there would be a parameter in between which would be going ahead and extracting similar documents, or I would say the similar text based on the question, and bringing it outside from that. And that chunk of information, along with the question and prompt, would be going to the model, and we would be going ahead and generating an answer. Understood this fourth approach? Or I got a glimpse of how this fourth approach works? Yes, no, maybe. Yes, people. Okay. I do see that there are some yeses in the chat box. Okay, so how this is achieved? Okay, so this there are various method which by which you can go ahead and achieve that. There is something which is called as dot product, vector similarity, embeddings, and there are various method by which you can go ahead and do so. But remember, for each and every problem which is faced, there is a solution available. So before going ahead and solving any problem, check for it if the solution is available or not. So when OpenAI came, the model was used, prompt engineering was introduced. Along with all this, there is something which also got very famous and which is used equivalent to how OpenAI is used, and this is something which is called as LangChain. Okay, LangChain is a library or a framework which can solve each and every limitation. So whatever problem, like if you would be working in this industry in future, so whatever problem you are facing, okay, it would be going ahead and solving that for you, LangChain. So this is the framework, a very good framework, I would say. Okay, so this is having the solution for each and every limitation of what we say a language model. You can go ahead and explore this. Okay, we would be taking an example only where we would be going ahead and solving the problem of context length. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll whatever I copied here. Yeah, this was the page, correct? I copied it here and I would be pasting it again. And I got the context length wala issue over here. Okay, so now let's keep this knowledge base as it is into a block. I'm checking if we have any error or not. Okay, so we are having no errors over here. Okay, now what we would be doing in between this two what we say blocks, we would be going ahead and adding a layer of what we say LangChain, which I would be putting it over here. Okay, I would be going ahead and adding a LangChain layer, which would be extracting similar documents from this knowledge base, and then that similar documents would only be passed along with the prompt. Okay, so how it works basically is something which you need to understand. Go to the official documentation and you need to understand that. Okay, I would be going ahead and letting you know about the same. Okay. So now I would be going ahead and copying all this code ready-made available on the LangChain documentation. Okay. Not sure if LangChain is installed. I LangChain is installed for me. Okay, we don't need a text loader. We already have the text loaded. Okay, and we have it saved into a variable known as knowledge base. Okay, so I would be just going ahead and adding knowledge base over here. Okay, and I would be going ahead and making chunks of 1,000. So this knowledge base would be divided into pieces, and this pieces would be of 1,000 token. Okay, so what we are doing over here in terms of code is something which I will make you understand very quick. Okay, but let me make sure if it is working or not. So if I run this, Okay, it is asking us to save it within a text file. So we would be going ahead and doing that only. So we would be creating a text file known as, and the complete string. We would be copying and pasting it over here into the text file. Okay, so this is the complete information about the IPL 2024, which we copied from the website, and we have it over here in a knowledge base.txt file. Okay, so we don't need this variable anymore. Okay, so now what we would be doing is we would be passing the name of the file, which is known as knowledge base. Okay, so it has created the chunks and save it to a variable known as a database. Okay, so let's just understand what's happening over here. From LangChain, I have imported something which can load text file for me. Okay, and from LangChain, I have loaded a database, a vector database. So there are n number of vector database available freely. There is ChromaDB, there is Fires, and many vector database available. Once you read the documentation, you would be understanding. And there is something which is called as embeddings. Embeddings is nothing but going ahead and converting your what we say words into numbers for similarity search. Okay, and there is something which is known as character text splitter, where you are going ahead and making splitting your what we say the text document into chunks of 1,000 tokens per chunk. Okay, so now this is where all the chunks has been created, and it has been saved into a database known as DB. Okay, now what if I need to go ahead and call this DB? Okay, now what I'll do is I'll make something which is known as question is equal to this. This is my question, and what I'll do is I'll create a knowledge base. Have I created a knowledge base? No, it seems like I have not created a knowledge base. I would be creating a knowledge base, and it would be nothing but db dot similarity search. And where do I need to search from? I need to search for this question. So I'll help you to understand how the flow will work now. So the flow works like this. Now a DB database has been created where each and every thing about what we say knowledge about the IPL has been stored in this DB. So when a new question comes to the chatbot like who won the 2024 IPL, it will this question will go to the DB and check do a similarity search and bring only that chunk which is similar to this question, and it would be saved to a variable known as knowledge base. So I will print knowledge base over here, and let's see what comes to the knowledge base. So in the knowledge base, this information has only come out of the total every. So what it found out that these are the sentences or these are the group of what we say paragraph which are similar to what the user is trying to ask. And now we would be going ahead and querying it from here, and let's see if we get output or not. Hmm, huh. Knowledge base, so I have updated. Can you see this? How it worked? Now we have solved a problem where how big a knowledge base can be. Okay, how the flow would go, the question, the prompt, plus only the similar documents out of from the knowledge base which is related to the question would be going within the prompt, and then a final answer would be generated. So are we clear about this? Did we understood the flow, or do I need to repeat it again? Yes, no, maybe. Okay, I'll repeat myself again. Okay, so understand the problem. Problem is a context window that we as a human, we are human, we are smart enough, we are very much smart enough as compared to the models. But this language models, even though GPT 3.5 the 3.5 turbo has a limitation that I will understand only if you go ahead and give me 16,000 words at one time. If you give me more than 16,000 word at one time, I would be not understanding what you are trying to say, and I will go ahead and throw you an error. Okay, but we as a company, we are developing a chatbot in which we go ahead and create a chatbot on bank data, or we would be going ahead and creating a chatbot on recent data or financial data or budget data, whatever it may be. But GPT doesn't have what we say the latest financial budget data, or the data about my bank, my personal data, that what is the account balance of a particular customer. It doesn't have that information. So I want it to work on my data. Okay, but you are saying that you have a limitation of 16,000 token at one time. Then how come I can give such a big data to you along with each and every question? So in that case, we are using something which is called as LangChain. So what LangChain does is it goes ahead and understand user question every time, like what the user is trying to ask. Then LangChain have created locally a database which has the complete knowledge base within it. Okay, this is the knowledge base.txt which I have created, which have all the information about this IPL. Okay, and what it does is whenever a user question comes, it does a similarity in the knowledge base. Okay, and checks that for according to the user question, what could be the possible answer, or what are the sentences which could have answer to this question, and it extracts only those element out of that complete knowledge base, and this is passed along with the prompt to your model, and it tries to generate answer for that question from that knowledge base. So this is what we have achieved now. Now are we clear what we did just now? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. Okay, Amruta is still not clear about this. Amruta, I would okay, so can you just unmute yourself and let me know what exactly you are not clear about and where you are stuck, so that I can help you better. Or you can type it over the chat box as well if you are not able to unmute yourself. Okay, you didn't understood the language. The text file can be anything. The text file can be of billions of words, millions of word, whatever it may be. Okay, the text file cannot have any limitation. But yes, we need to make sure when we are giving an input to the model, it should be within a certain token frame, which is 16,000 token, which is for 3.5. And guess what? What the good part is, the GPT-4. You would be aware about the GPT-4, which is paid for everyone. It comes with a context window of 1,28,000 token. So the companies OpenAI or whatever company who are building LLM are working towards going ahead and keeping the window of context length bigger and bigger every time. Not sure till what time we will reach to a stage where a context length would be unlimited. But right now we are having a limitation of context length. So this is the approach within the industry which is used. Okay, you have been introduced to something which is very hot or very interesting within the industry right now, which is known as LangChain. Within this 1 hour, it is, I believe you can also understand, it is not technically possible to go ahead and explain you what exactly this does, or what exactly and each and every parameter involved within it does. But yes, have given you a glimpse of something which is very trending right now in the market. So I want you to go ahead and take this code or go to the recordings and do a deep analysis about this LangChain. We would be discussing it further in the further sessions as well, about how exactly it works and how it works. Okay, what I'll do is I would be going ahead and sharing this code with you. You can go ahead and do the steps of creating an API key for yourself, and you can try this at your free time. Okay, I would be sharing this code over the chat window now. Don't do personal message. What if we lost our API key? Sir, create a one more API key. I need to share it with everyone. So what is happening? You are doing a personal message and it is going personally. Just give me a minute. I would share it again. Okay, I have shared the main.ipy in the Jupyter notebook file. You can keep it with you and you can use it. Okay, all you need to do is you need to go ahead and create a key.py file in which you would be creating a variable known as OpenAI key, or else what you can do is you can directly pass your OpenAI key directly over here in the form of string. That would also work. You don't even need a key.py file. Okay, for that you can directly go ahead and do this as well. Okay, so that's it from my end today. We are open to any questions if any, or else we can meet directly on Monday. Thank you so much, people. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Python programming language is enough. In fact, it is the best to use right now when it comes to prompt engineering. Okay. Okay, Chandana, I'm done for today. Thank you so much. Good night.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
So,
Yeah.
students, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, we don't have a class. So, we'll meet on Monday. Okay. Yeah, good night, everyone.